So I went to a comedy show at Capital City. It was actually June 25th, a week ago, 2 weeks ago. It was on a Thursday. So 2 weeks ago, this Thursday. And it was in northeast Austin. I'm That's my story and I'm sticking to it. I've been wrong before, but I do like to know where. I like to state the directions. I'm not telling you how to get there. I'm just telling you where it is. It's in Northeast Austin. Anyway, my husband and I went to see Zarna Garg. She's so good. She she's this comedian from India. And I read her book. A friend, China, from Dallas, sent me this book. Well, this has been over a year ago, maybe a year and a half. This American Woman, Zarna Garg. And it was fascinating. She had so many obstacles in her childhood, and she just has become such a popular and very successful comedian. I mean, she was a litigator. She went to law school. She's done so much. She's got three accomplished and beautiful and so well educated and attractive kids. They're adult kids now. I'm not sure how young the young one is. He wasn't there. But when we walked in, so I've loved her for a long time. We walked in, Zoya, her daughter, beautiful daughter. Wish I'd taken a picture with her. I did. I saw she was selling merch. And I said, I'm coming back. We're going to go get seats, and then I'm coming back to buy some merch. I'm typically not a merchandise person, but they are a social media merch selling fools. They are good at it. I mean, she is so good at it. I mean, she had you put your number in and she would text you with different things like you can win this if you do this or say this or answer this question. It was just wow, you could really learn from her. She could teach how to do social media and how to promote yourself. Self-promotion. It's not my strong suit. Directions are. Social media are not. So we went and sat down. I got good seats. It was packed. The place was full, totally full. There wasn't a seat available. Now, I have been there. I do some comedy there. I do open mics, and I have done Funniest Person in Austin there. I'm doing it 2 days for the second time this year. Second time in 2 years. It's happening this year. It happened last year. I did it then. And it has not been full. I've never seen it full. There were no seats available after we sat down. We got good seats because we went early. But it was just top, the balcony, everything. Anyway, this is one of the things I got. It is a keychain. It says Zarna Garg. Now I don't know what you put inside it. Opens up. I mean, little change, maybe pennies. They don't make pennies anymore, but if you have some, they might be, valuable at some point. So I got this just because it was cute and I wanted to buy some merch. But what I really like is my almost therapist hat. I have to make it bigger. Well, it doesn't really fit my head. I have a fat head. Almost therapist, because what she does, she has this great bit. And she'll say, I'm of the world's almost leading therapist, and I can help you. Tell me your problems. Now go. And she'll be doing a video and she'll be sitting down on the couch. She has somebody else laying down on the couch. It's usually one of her kids. It might be Martha Stewart. I want to say Jane Fonda, but I think that I was just thinking that I saw a video with Jane Fonda. But she is hilarious. And so I told her, I went back to get the merch and I said, I am almost comedian. I'm a therapist who's an world's almost leading comedian. So I would like to open for your mom at some point. And she said, oh, she was so kind and beautiful. She said, oh, sure. Oh, yeah. Well, she didn't say yeah, But she said, oh, and I said, I'm going to come back with a card. I went and got a card. I gave it to her. She took a picture of it front and back, my information on it. And then I gave her the card. And again, I didn't take a picture of her, and I wish I had. She was beautiful, just smart, just confident, could sell, self-promote, promote for her mom and their business. If I had had that confidence when I was younger, who knows what I could have done. But I didn't, and I still don't. So it is what it is. I have come to accept it. And and then when we were leaving, I saw her son, her oldest son was there, and he is adorable. And we took a selfie together because I said, oh, I told him the same thing I told his sister. I said, I am a almost comedian, uh, world's almost leading comedian, therapist, who's a therapist. And I would like to open for your mom. And I told your sister that. He goes, oh, okay. Who cares? People probably tell him that all the time. It's just something I'd said. And then, but I would like to. And then we took a picture. Doing a selfie is not a strong suit for anybody, except young kids. So I said, well, okay, can we take a picture? He goes, yeah, you want to do a selfie? Yeah. I said, well, you do it. Yeah, yeah. And he did it. And I took two pictures of him. He's adorable. He's adorable. I'm married. He's not, but he will be one day, he will. And he's just they're so accomplished. Anyway, then today I listened because I knew I was going to do this. I listened to one of their podcasts, and this was on quotes and important quotes and how everybody, their whole family was there, the husband and the three kids and Zarna, and they were all saying what their favorite quote was. And while I didn't write them down, although Zarna's was, the wound is where the light comes in. I like that. Yeah, because we're all wounded in some way. We've all had hurts and wounds. And for me, being the third daughter, nobody listened to, why I had nothing to say. I didn't know what to say. I didn't have the gift of gab like my sisters did. My oldest sister had the gift of gab. I was an introvert. She's an extrovert. My middle sister, we were close and we, got through our crazy childhood together, but it was fun. And anyway, back to the quotes. So uh, the youngest son, I think was his youngest son, and I don't know his name, and I don't know the older son's name either. I just know Zoya, the daughter's name. He was talking about how he doesn't like quotes. And he said he wasn't as accomplished as his sister and brother, and he couldn't get into the same classes in school that they did. And he went to public school and I felt for him because I could relate to that. I identified with that because I mean, I went to private schools all my life, except for 1 year in Denver, Colorado. We moved a lot. Denver, Colorado, I went to public school. 3,000 people. Who do you eat lunch with? My sister was there. I'd have to go, let's go eat together then because I can't. How do you make friends in a place with 3,000 people? But then when we moved back to Dallas and I was going to go to school at Greenhill, the private school, my sister and brother were accepted. They told my mother, I kept this letter for a while. I don't know where it is now. I think I burned it, or if I haven't, I should. They said, we accept Cynthia and Michael, but Sue, she's gonna have to be on probation because of those grades. Well, okay, fine. I did fine, went to college, went to graduate school. I did fine. But I think, I've looked back and I said, why did I not do that well in school? Because I started first grade at 5. My little brain wasn't ready for it. I didn't know. I couldn't compute. I was anxious. I was nervous. I couldn't even say my name when they said, what's your name? They called my name, Virginia Sue Genera. I just, I just put my tongue in between my teeth and my lips, and I didn't say anything. Scared. So now I know what was wrong with me. I went to school too early. It just wasn't. Oh, didn't have the brains. Now the excuse is I'm getting older. And, you do the best you can with what you have. And I'm very empathic about people who are getting older and just do the best they can with what they have. But I agree with that. The wound is where the light comes in. So this is my light. I will get a hat that says almost comedian. Thanks for listening.